You're eating right and exercising, but the scale won't budge, right? It's frustrating, but what if the scale is the wrong tool to measure progress? Your body sends much clearer signals that you're burning belly fat even when the scale is stuck. In this video, I'll show you 6 of these signs that prove you're actually on the right track. You might be doing a lot better than you think. Hi, my name is Boris Kish. I'm an IFBB license coach, professional nutritionist, and a super heavyweight bodybuilding competitor in the over 100 kilo category, which is over 220 pounds on stage. I'm 6'4" tall, which is 193 centimeters. So welcome to my channel. Now let's start with those 6 signs that are really important signs. And I can tell you, really from my personal experience that I know how frustrating that is. I mean, as a competitive bodybuilder, I know, when I was losing all that unnecessary fat, right, that you also don't like, that it's really tough and really frustrating, especially if you're doing everything right. And there are many times in your head when you say, the hell with this, I don't want to continue, no matter how hard I try. I'm not making any progress, and that's 100% not true, and I'm going to prove it to you. So number one, the reason that is actually happening is that you're, believe it or not, building muscle even when you're in deficit. And now you're thinking, how is this possible? Well, this can be happening by a few little simple mechanisms. For example, if you're doing, let's say if you're doing ketogenic diet, if you're only taking proteins and fats, since you are increasing the protein, probably, especially after, doing proper research, maybe even watching my videos, that you have to take 200-300 grams of protein per kilogram. And that means that even when the fat, even when the body is burning fat, it can put a little bit of muscle, and doesn't matter even if you're not doing ketogenic diet, even if you're in slight deficit. Also, when you increase the protein, you probably are training hard, still lifting heavy, doing cardio, the metabolism is going faster. And it can also happen that you put some additional muscle size. And if you are, non-stop obsessed with your scale, it might look that you are not progressing, but actually you are putting muscle, you're doing this body recomposition and losing fat at the same time. So the problem is not in the scale, there is no problem. You're actually progressing without knowing this, And of course, if you have, benefit from this content, please hit that like and subscribe button for more real, uncut, raw content like this, and I'll really appreciate it. Number 2 is you feel that you have better energy, better cognitive functions, you're sleeping better, you're getting up from the bed much easier. And this, of course, happens when the body is changing. I mean, as I said, the scale might be the same, but you feel, before you started, the diet, you could feel that it's really hard for you, to think, to concentrate at work, at home, when you're in front of, your laptop, your PC, your Mac, whatever you're using. When you had to write emails, it was really hard for you to get up from the chair, to go to the gym, to get up from the bed, literally. And now you feel that these things are going much easier, You feel that you're definitely, improved, and you might even feel 5 to 10 realistically years younger. This is also an obvious sign that you're losing that stubborn fat. And I want to tell you, of course, if you want to get 3 complete training splits that you can get for free, the link is below. Join my coaching newsletter and I'll send them straight to your email. Number 3 is you are much stronger in the gym. I mean, of course, as always, the weight is maybe not moving, but you feel, since you're putting all that protein inside you that you were probably not doing when you gained that fat, maybe you were not even training at all, you feel that, you know, whatever, you know, you might feel that you got stronger, or if you didn't got stronger, you could feel that, you know, the weight that you are already working out with, it's, you know, it's much easier for you to grab it, to handle it, to push it, and you can definitely feel it when you're doing drops and when you're doing pull-ups on the bar. This is an obvious size that the fat is going down and that the muscle is going up and that you are changing, you know. Number 4, I would say one of the most important signs, never ever skip this sign, is, you know, if you have this Taylor's meter, you can get it anywhere, it's very cheap, that your waist is simply getting smaller, you know, you can feel it when you know, around your trousers, you know, where you have to put the belt, and you just measure the waist, you know, and you can see this. It doesn't matter, you know, this is the trap where I always felt, you know, when I was younger, when I was not so experienced, you know, I was really also obsessed with the scale. And I was also noticing the waist is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So that doesn't mean it would be impossible that the fat is not going down. You know, the waist is parameter that is 100% not lying to you. And I want to really drop in the comment section, which of these signs have you already noticed? Or maybe you have some other signs that you would like to share with me. Number 5, right? We are at the number 5 is, you know, your, how can I say, overall clothes, right? Your t-shirt, your pants, your shirts, you know, are getting, you're feeling that you have much more space in them. You know, of course, not as much, for example, in your arms, shoulder, chest. This should stay the same, but you definitely feel that, you know, for example, around stomach, lower back, it feels that is, you know, 1, 2, 3, maybe numbers bigger, you know. As I said, you could feel that the weight is, I'm looking at my scale over there, that the weight is, you know, staying the same on the scale. And you feel, you know, my God, but this t-shirt was not as big, you know, especially around the lower area 3 weeks ago as it's now. You know, what could happen? It didn't grow. Or for example, the pants that, you know, you could barely, you know, how can I say, zip and close, now feel like you can put something inside. Do you understand? I mean, especially around the stomach area, this is a sign that is not lying. You know, always trust this sign. And I would say number 6 would be your friends, your girlfriend, boyfriend, doesn't matter who you have, parents, colleagues, they see that you're changing. You know, this is obvious. This is 100% an obvious, truthful sign. You know, you could feel, you know, you look at yourself in the mirror, you look at yourself again in the scale, non-stop mentioning that stupid scale because it's not important. And you could feel, you know, nothing is happening, nothing is changing. And trust them, listen to them. I mean, the positive ones. The negative ones, flush them. Of course, if somebody is trolling you, if somebody is putting, you know, this toxic energy, fuck them, unless they're really, really good friends and you can trust them and they might notice something that you didn't. But in this case, this is probably not true. So when you receive these great compliments, enjoy them. This is an obvious sign that you are doing something good and that your body is progressing for sure, you know. And this would be these simple 6 clear signs. Write me in the comment section what you think about this. Did I miss some signs, as I said, that you already noticed? And thank you for watching. You know, I wish you a great day. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.